Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will continue with the food delivery application. So in my last video, we displayed the menu item on the list after picking the restaurant. So in this video, once we have added some item in the cart, as you have seen in my last video, so we added some cart and clicked on a checkout button, and then we show the empty screen. So it's time to implement this empty screen. So let's begin. So we call it place your order activity. So first thing, we need a layout to design. So we'll go to our GitHub, my GitHub, and get this food delivery application, and from the resource folder we'll copy the whole layout for this activity, place your order. So this layout file will copy and replace with our new layout file. So we are not spending much time on the layout, we'll just start with the implementation. So here first thing, we need to handle the place your order button click. And before that, we need to get the restaurant model from the intent which we passed from the previous screen. That was a menu item activity. And we'll pass the same name which we pass on the previous screen, and we'll pass exact same name. So once we get this restaurant model, then we need to set the action bar. So we'll set the same value like the restaurant name and the restaurant address as the subtitle, and we'll enable the back button here, so that user have the choice to go back with the by pressing the back arrow or by pressing the hardware back button. Also, I am enabling the back arrow on our action bar. Now we added a switch, that is to enable the delivery or pickup. So if switch is enabled, then we display the address. We ask user for the address, their zip code, their city, state, a lot of information, so that this application can deliver on exact address. If it is pickup, then we just ask user to enter the name. They don't need to enter the address. So we need to handle that. So how can we hide or make it enabled, that address, city, zip code? So let's see this. So when switch will toggle, in that case we'll make them visible and gone. That means it will hide. Along with that, we have the delivery charges option as well. So if that is a pickup, if user toggle to the pickup, then we don't need to show the delivery charges, so we'll hide them as well. And we'll not add that amount in the total. So now we have a recycler view in our layout file. So I'm now initializing that recycler view. So that recycler view is just to confirm like what item user has selected on the menu screen and what's the quantity and what's the price over there. So this is just for double check. It's kind of a review screen there they can check all the items. So I'm adding the linear layout manager. Now we need an adapter, so we don't have any adapter. Let's create another adapter for this recycler view. So we can give it a quite similar name to our activity. So place your order adapter. So we'll implement this adapter as the same way we did it for the menu list adapter and the restaurant list adapter. So the steps gonna be the same. We'll call simple the bind function and we'll pass the menu object from the list. And here we need to inflate the layout. And now we need another layout file for our recycler view. So let's create another XML file. Now you can give any name. Place here order is list underscore row. So we will again copy our layout file from the GitHub. Let's copy it. It's very short layout file, just few text views and one image view. So we are not going to display all the information like the menu. So it's just holding couple of informations. And now we'll set that value to our text view and the image view. So first is the image view. So here price will be a little different. So if the menu quantity of one item is more than one, then we need to multiply the price with the total quantity. So if user added 2 item, in that case total item in the cart is 2 and the price we have just for one item, so we need to multiply with that item in the cart. And we'll be formatting means like the only the up to 2 decimal place only it will display the price. Similarly, we'll display the quantity. So how much quantity user have selected on the previous screen. So that is the menu.total in cart. This variable hold the total quantity. And now as usual, glide will be using just to display the image of our menu item. And now we'll simply set this adapter to our recycler view by declaring it as a global variable. Now we'll initialize inside this init recycler view. And since we need to send this menu list to our adapter at the time of initialization, so we'll pass it from here. And this function we need to calculate the value. So we need to print the price. We need to show how much is the total value, what they are going to pay, and along with the delivery charges. So let's calculate the total amount. If you want to add some kind of taxes, then you can calculate here and add it in this variable and display it on the screen. The way I'm doing, you can add another text view and display it on this screen itself. I think we missed the point over there in the adapter, so I'm adding point back, and now we'll pass the value, that is sub total amount, and it will format it into the up to 2 decimal places. And now we need to know if delivery is on, then we need to add the delivery prices to the total. So let's create a boolean so that in the calculate function we get to know if delivery is on or not, and we'll make it on off inside this on checked change listener, and we'll use this here. So if delivery is on, then we need to add this amount, the delivery amount, to this variable. And we'll add the delivery amount into the subtotal amount. And now we'll set this amount to the total. Now we need to call this calculate function from the onCreate, because as soon as you are landing you should be able to see this. Also when you are toggling with the switch you should be able to calculate, because delivery charge is gonna reflect over there. Now on button click we need to land user to the next screen, that is the order successful placed screen. But before that we need to make sure we call this function properly, and we need to add some validations like entering the address if it is delivery is set. So we'll put some validations on this function. So we'll check the user is entered the name, user have entered the credit card details, user have entered its expiry, user have entered its security code or the CVV number. So we'll check all the validation, like user should be entered all the information properly, then only they should be able to place an order. These are the basic validations needed for any application. with address we need to add another variable, that is the on delivery. So this validation will execute only when delivery is toggled or set to on. Now we'll look for the city. So you should enter their city as well. Then we'll change the message accordingly. And the next is zip code. Zip is the pin, similar to the pin code. And next is the credit card and number, but that is the mandatory for both, either it is delivery or pickup. So you either have to enter the credit card number. So we'll change the message accordingly. Next is credit card expiry. Next is the credit card PIN or CVV. And once everything is entered, then we'll send user to the we'll create an intent and send user to the next activity, where we'll just display the successful message. So in real time you can make the API call here. Once your order is placed, then you can send to the next activity, but since this is just a demo, so we are just directly sending it to the next activity, and that's we call success order activity. And we'll get the layout file for that as well. It just have two text view, that's it. So we'll replace here as well. We don't need a context here, remove it. We'll handle its button click. So that is a text view, and we set the background over there. So on done, once there is a click on done, then it will return back to the restaurant list on the first screen. Here we send the restaurant model to the next activity, so that we can show the name of the restaurant and the address in the title bar. And since we are calling start activity for result, so we need to override the start on activity result, and there will check for the response from the next activity. So here we'll set the result, and then on the previous activity it will close it by default. So we are not, when we are moving forward, we are not closing any activity, because on back press we need to show the previous activity, right? So that's the reason when we are able to successfully place the order, then we'll close all the activity and send user back to the restaurant list. and this is the back button on this activity, so we need to simply handle it, and we'll close this current activity. In case of else, no need to do anything. And on back press, we'll simply set result to cancel and then close this activity. Now we need to copy this and go to our success activity and grab it and paste it. Only thing, we don't need a back button here, because once your order is successfully placed, then there is no need to go to recheck on the previous screen. And on the done button click, we'll simply close this activity. So let's review this. Looks good to me. We have validation, we are launching. Let's run and see how it looks like. So splash screen, restaurant list. Now select any restaurant, add some items in the cart, click on checkout button. So there you go. So I see the button is black, back button is working. The button is on the bottom, there is no margin, and the text color is white. So let's change it. First add the text color to white. Also adding some margin here. Margin bottom 20 dp, and we can add some padding also on the bottom. So if you are adding padding, then I think we don't need this margin here. So let's run it and see. Splash, restaurant list, menu items, checkout button. There you go. So there is a margin and text color is white. Now everything is there. Subtotal, delivery charge is 0, and final total. And if we set to delivery, then address, city, state, zip is enabled, and delivery charge is also displayed and it's added to the total amount. That's great. And all the items is displaying, and when we are clicking on place your order, it is showing they're asking to enter some information. And that's great. So I'm entering now. Credit card number, expiry, and the security code. And now I'm clicking on place your order. Order placed successfully. Okay, so here also we have done button as the black color text. Let me add the text color white. That's done. And see, on done button click, it's coming back to the place your order. So we are missing something. Let's check. Need to set result here and say result. Okay. And on the previous screen, we need to check when we are coming here in on activity result. So it's result code. It should be the request code here. Let's run it again and see. Splash, restaurant list, menu item, checkout, and let's make it to the pickup. Enter name, credit card details, and quickly place your order. Order placed successfully, done, and it's returning back to the restaurant list. So guys, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.